Hello everyone. So this is my take on the Capsim Capstone marketing. So there are many tutorials online, but there's a promo and sales budget where we have to implement individually for the current 2017 stimulation, so which is not covered in any of the guides. So I thought this would be helpful for the other students who are doing it. It's a very fun stimulation once you get a hang of it. For pricing, how do you go about pricing your products? It will depend really on your strategy which you're using. So for me, I'm using a niche cost, a low tech strategy, together with a mix of a high tech strategy. Yes, you can mix your strategies around, but never just go with a broad differentiator where you try to focus on every product equally. So depending on what is your main focus product, for mine it will be acro. And for acro, I actually, okay, so this is my round 5 example instead of a round 1. For acro, what I did was I ensured that every year I place my product price very low, and so as compared to my other competitors, you can see my price is always the lowest. And how to ensure that you do that and yet remain profitable, you have to increase your automation under production to 10 from the first round if you're going to use that strategy. If you're using a high-tech strategy, you can price your products relatively high. So this is my second strategy to fight against my competitors. So I have a combined market share of 17% for my two products, and it will only grow because A-star, it's only the first year of the A-star, so things are looking promising. And what you do is you don't have to price your product so low in terms of price. Like the price is only a 9% importance for high end. So these are the factors you have to take a look at. And next is the forecast. How do you go about determining what's your sales figure? It's pretty simple. You just have to take a look at the segment's growth rate and the total industry unit demand. So for instance, this is the unit in demand for the previous year. You just take this times 100% plus this times 109.8%, and it'll give you, and with that figure you determine how much market share you're going to get next year. And so so if let's say you're going to get 11%, I'll just take a calculator out for easy reference. So it's 10309 times 109.8. So this is the total amount. Sorry. So this is the total amount of sales next year. And if I'm thinking that like for instance I got 11% market share the previous year and I expect to get the same, I would just divide it by 11. So like 11%, 11 over 100 times the forecasted amount is actually 1245. So I'll just put 1245 for my sales forecast, and that's it. So never use the benchmark prediction because it's always off the charts. Next, we'll take a look at the promo and the sales budget. So this is pretty different as compared to the previous years, as I've seen in the other YouTube tutorials. We will now have to factor in the effectiveness of each media platform and within each target. For instance, for traditional, Print media works really well, but web media and email, it's really poor performance on traditional. So how you go about doing it is you just do a trial and error, and these are the figures which I came up with, the ratio in which I feel work best, not I feel, which is tried and tested. So now my current awareness is at 68%. So I'm going to show you an example. Let's say if I decrease print media by 400 by 100, and I put in 100 in this 50 in each of these poor performing platforms. So right now it's 68.61. Yeah, you see that my awareness actually decreased. So my advice is do not put any on those poor performing platforms, and put in just like half the amount for the medium, for the fair performance of platforms. As for the sales budget, it's once again also trial and error. So these are the figures which I came up with based on my budgets, and how much budget you want to set determines on what's your strategy once again. So it'll be a general rule of thumb is to put in about 1,000 to 1,005 for each segment, as you wouldn't want to lose out to your competitors. So you have to see how much your competitor put into the budget. For instance, for traditional, for traditional, you have to make sure that you've got customer awareness and customer accessibility, which is able to comparable to your competitors. For instance, my traditional segment isn't doing so well because my customer awareness and accessibility is pretty low as compared to my competitors. However, my low end is working really well, even though with low customer awareness and accessibility. But that's because I have a really low price. So once again, it depends on your strategy. I'm using a low tech strategy, so instead of putting more money on on the marketing efforts, I'm actually providing a lower price item. And so there you have it. When you create one of the thing to note is when you create a new product, you have to do a promotion a year before the product is released. So I did that for the previous year, even though I'm not selling anything, and so by the time when your product hits the market, you have awareness comparable to your competitors. And as I do so, when I created a new A star high end, I actually reduced my time allocation on Adam, and concentrated on A star, since that will be the new high end product. Once again, it depends on your strategy, and reading the Capstone team member guide will help improve your understanding slightly. But once again, but for promo and sales budget, it's more on experimental trial and error for each route, because you can recalculate as many times as you want. So there you have it. I hope you guys will be able to enjoy this stimulation too. And this is my second tutorial, so sorry for the stuttering and the points which I might have missed out. Just email me and leave a comment if you have any questions. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.